Ooh, hopefully. Ooh, no, maybe ish. Ooh, boop boop be doop. Yay! It's got a live button. Oh, which reminds me, we're a little lopsided, so let's do that. Oh, and I'm going to need my glasses, aren't I? We discovered this last week. I need my glasses in order to read the comments. So as you join, I would love to know where you're from and your favourite sweet from the annual catalogue. Not the mini, but the annual. So let's see. Yes, I am live. So let's turn the volumes down. B has joined. So let me. So yes, where are you and what's your favourite item from the annual catalogue, or favourite sweet from the annual catalogue? My favourite sweet from the annual catalogue, I have to say, morning Nora, my morning B, my favourite sweet from the annual catalogue is probably Artistry Blooms. Let me have a look. Let me just have a check and see. Barbara has joined, so let's have a look. Although playful, no, probably flowers for every season, because of course, hi Claire, it's got the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set in. So yes, let me know which is your favourite sweet from the annual catalogue as you join, and yeah, that'll just give us all a chance to join in and before we get going. So what can I tell you that what's happened? Oh, right. So I'm going to give you a quick update on my knee because I have a sneaking suspicion that may come up. So my knee is getting better. It's still not right. I did give it quite a thwack. I'm not going to go into the, bits, but half the time I think it's fine and everything's wonderful. Oh, I need to put some hand cream on. Because my hands are very dry. So half the time I think it's fine, and just as I think it's sunflowers, good. Magnolia sweet. The magnolias were last annual catalogue, Nora. Do you mean the peony? So yes, just as I think my knee is better and isn't hurting anymore, I get up and it hurts. So clearly what I need to do is not get up. Wendy has found us live, so that's good. Why am I not seeing these come up live? Who knows? Anyway, you do mean the peony suite. I thought you would, but it is gorgeous. It's the irony of the peony suite for me this year. It's great for weddings. Yeah, not a lot of those this year. Unfortunately, lots of cancelled wedding plans. Forever Greenery, you think, yeah, I'm like that. It changes my mind. I change my mind every 2 minutes, to be honest. I just, who knows? Who knows? Oh, I thought it was blowing a hooligan outside. It's not. It's my husband wheeling the wood chipper back. He's lent it to some neighbours and he's just got it back, so that's good. But I couldn't work out what the noise was, and it's that. So yes, knee, and to be honest, this bit of my wrist, which took quite a thwack, also not great, not perfect. Morning, Jan. So yeah, not that great. It's called getting old, I think, and even though I'm now winding backwards because I've decided 60 was enough, I'm now coming back. So I spent a year at 60 and now I'm 59 again. So yeah, even winding backwards, still not great. But hey, there we go. So we've got a few people with us, not many. It's still only 1 minute past 11. I'm going to. It's practical, but it is all green. It is all green. That is kind of why it's called Forever Greenery, I think. Blowing the hoolie there. We had quite high winds over the weekend, but it's breezy today, but not too bad. So yeah, I'm hoping I might get out to go for a walk later. I want to keep doing some sort of exercise. I don't think my knee is ready for running yet, but I think a walk might not be a bad idea. If it stays dry, if it stays dry, I quite fancy mowing the lawn again, because it's not really short. But it's also damp, so that's not great. Don't know why I got that out, so let's pop that away. So yes, so who's done all their Christmas cards? Please don't say you've done all your Christmas cards. I am making lots and lots. I mean, obviously I'm making some for videos, but I've also got 52 that I'm in the middle of making for my flower club. Morning, Candy. Thank you, Wendy, for sharing. So yes, I'm in the middle of making 52 for Flower Club. I've already done, do you remember I did little packets with Playful Pets? I've done 52 of those for them, but with Poinsettia Place, because Flower Club, why wouldn't you? Renee hasn't started her Christmas cards. Good. Sean is watching at work. Are you actually working at work, or are you working from home? You'll not be walking for a while. I know, Kerry. I know. Good luck. But how did it go? Did it go well? I think is the question I need to ask. I don't think I said hello to Jane, who has also joined. I'll just take another sip and then I'll do the housekeeping. And then I will start crafting. I have an admission to make on my drink. It's one of my fruit teas. It's my favourite fruit tea for the winter. It's called Mulled Wine Magic from T2. And I actually made it yesterday afternoon. Well, actually evening. Good, I'm glad it went well. Thank you, Renee, for sharing. So, yes, I made it late last night, forgetting, of course, that in its thermos it stays very hot for a long, long time. Working from home. In the office on Friday. Okay. Thank you, Candy. So, yes, it was still boiling hot when I went to bed last night. So I thought, oh, let's see what it's like when I wake up in the morning. And I just put some more hot water in it, and it's fine. Thank you, Nora. So, yes, housekeeping. If you are watching me at about 11:05 on Tuesday, the 17th of November, and there is a red button saying live in the top right-hand corner, you've started, but there's a long way to go, Candy. Yeah, the only ones I've started are, apart from the Flower Club ones, the ones I've made for videos. So yes, if you're watching on the 17th of November, on a Tuesday 17th, and there's a red live button in the top right hand corner, you are watching live, and that's wonderful. If, however, you're watching on Facebook and there isn't a red button saying live in the top right hand corner, you're probably catching the replay, especially if you are currently not watching at your local time of 11:05 in the UK. So it's a replay. If you are watching on YouTube, it's a replay. And the reason I say this every week is because I still get comments as if it's live, which is a problem for me because I may not catch them. If you ever have a question, be it on YouTube or Facebook, and you're not watching live, tag me in the comment and then I'll pick it up. But otherwise I may not pick it up. So just to say that. As ever, if you would like the card packs for today's Facebook Live, if you're in the UK, you can get them simply by placing an order of at least £25 in my online store using this host code. This is where I discover it doesn't come up the right way round on... No, I think it does come up the right way round on Facebook. I'm ahead of you, so I can watch it ahead of you. I will have this on my work surface when we are crafting as well. But yes, £25 order by the end of Monday next week, and then I will on Tuesday post them out. So Oh, it is the right way around. Good. You've just caught up with me. Right. Okay. I'm going to use my really high-tech bit of kit to block the camera, and I'm going to flip you round. High-tech bit of kit known as washi tape. Right. Hopefully, I'm just taking it off now. Oh, and we're almost where I need you to be. So I want you to be up a bit and square a bit. Now, I know I say this every week as well, but it's worth repeating. At the moment, until I can work out the technical issue with OBS Streamlabs, I cannot zoom in. This is as big as it gets. I will pick things up so you can see them, but I cannot increase the size of what's on the screen any more than I can increase the quality. The quality, this is really for YouTube. The quality is what the quality is because that's how Facebook saves it and downloads it. So I would love to do better quality, but I can't. So we're using Christmas Gleaming, and we're using the brightly brightly gleaming Specialty Designer Series paper, which is one of the favourite carryovers. It's got really lovely papers in. I don't know if I've got all of them left. Sorry for the rustle, but it's in one of those rustly packets. So let me show you what I have got left. Let's get rid of the small pieces. Whoops. So we have got, it's Night of Navy, Mossy Meadow and Pretty Peacock with copper foiling. So this is Stars, which is on the back of just a white hexagonal. Actually, it's not a hexagonal, but you know what I mean. Actually, no, it is a hexagonal. So this is non-Christmas. I mean, that could be any starry night. Then we've got Stars that are in navy. I think they're navy. Yes, Navy, Pretty Peacock and Mossy Meadow. And that's on the back of, ooh, Mossy Meadow with copper embossing. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm glad some of you have got it. Then we've got the stripe. It's on a vanilla base, which I think is quite nice for a change. So this is just all the stripes. And then, again, we've got a graphic. So I think this is more a masculine than a Christmas. This is Christmas in that it's got holly berries. But other than that, so that's Pretty Peacock. And then we've got Pretty Peacock with copper in foiling. Again, not Christmas. That's the same again as one we've seen. Don't think we've seen this one. So this one is, again, copper foiling with night, in fact, all of the colours again. And then the reverse is Pretty Peacock with Night of Navy. This one, yes, is Christmas, I accept. So it's lots and lots of decorations with foiling. And then again, the back is just a tone-on-tone, non-Christmas. So don't think just Christmas. So if you're tempted by it, buy it. Because you don't need to just restrict yourself to Christmas. So let me pop all that back in the pack. Whoops, he's falling off. So let me just pop all that back in so that it's reasonably tidy. Get rid of the crinkles, and then we can start crafting. So I pulled out Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy and Pretty Peacock. Kerry, it's a lovely set of paper. It's just gorgeous. We've got the Christmas Gleaming stamp set, which obviously is definitely Christmas. Now, I need to just check something in the catalogue because I can't remember much. But, so I don't think they bundled it, which is what I'm looking for. Some of them they have. They might have done. So we've got the punches in the catalogue. What I don't... Yes, it's bundled. So they've brought it back. Hi, Jeanette. They've brought back the stamp set and the punches as... They brought back the whole thing as a bundle. It's a variety bundle. So you get 10% off everything. Whoa! Missed that. So if you get the paper, the stamps and the punch, or punches, you get 10% off the whole thing. Woohoo! Page 19. Let me have a look and see what it says. Ooh, I get so excited when I find things that I've missed. So this is page 19. So yes, you can either get everything on this page with 10% off everything on this page, or you can get the stamp set, the ornaments and the paper separately. So they haven't bundled the stamps and the punches, but they have bundled it with the paper. Oh, love it. So yes, if you're tempted by this suite, buy this suite as a variety. So let's get started. I have actually put together some little packs. Then all I've got to do is remember what I'm going to do with them, because I may not. Right, I'm going to start with one that is really easy. Now I'm going to do a thing. Can't remember what it's called. Anyway, because I will be using the stamps, do remember that if you place an order for the card kit, I cannot stamp the images for you. So what I will do is punch them, but I can't stamp them. So what I will do is punch them in the colour that I've stamped on, but I will also punch them in some of the vanilla. And sorry, so I'll do some of them on, I'll do them on the coloured card that I've stamped them on, but I will also do some on with the paper. So yeah. Now I've pulled in the copper trim, which is part of the Gilded Autumn suite from the mini catalogue, because it is copper. It's the only copper I could find that we have. We have currently no other copper ribbon, and I wanted a ribbon. So this is actually quite a straightforward card. So we're going to start with this piece of tone on tone, well it's not, it's Night of Navy on Pretty Peacock, and a piece of the Night of Navy with the copper stars. And I'm going to start, I've got my card base, which I fold at the top. The ones in the kit will come side folded because they post better. So I've folded at the top, burnish. I'm going to cover the whole of the front of this with this paper. So to do that, I need, there it is, my stamping seal. You could use Tombow liquid adhesive, but I'm not great with Tombow and paper. It can show through. Just need to start this running. There we go. Now, normally I would say you don't need to put adhesive all the way around the edge. When you're covering a card front, I would say put adhesive all the way around the edge, and pay particular attention to the bottom corners, because those are the ones that are going to get the most damage, if anything's going to get damaged. Right, I have actually gone off the edge there, so I'm just going to make sure that rolls in rather than back, and then just run my finger down just to make sure I've got it all. Do be gentle when you do that, because if you've cut the card really well, you could end up with a paper cut or card cut. Hello, other Wendy. I'm very well. I hope you are too. So I'm going to put a bit down the middle as well, just for a bit of stability. Right, now I line this up with the left-hand side and the top, because I find it easier to trim, not from a crease. So if I was doing this with a side fold card, I would still put it this way. So if this was side folded, the crease would be here, and it then means that when you open it up, you're not having to cut here where you could actually catch your snips on the fold. You're here. So And again, I like it this way round because I am right-handed. Now, if I was left-handed, it's probably no big deal to go that way round. Well, it would be that way round, but that's why I do it. So Wendy March is Swansea and Forever Greenery. It's literally grown on you. Ha ha! So you and B like the same sweet. So that's, I think it's a great sweet. It's another of these masculine sweets. So Wendy is on my team, as is B. And Wendy is currently our guest stamper in our team Facebook group. So every month I have a new guest stamper, and they are actually Shani is as well, who is on here, and they get to spend £20 on a stamp set, which I gift to them, and all they have to do in exchange is to post at least one project on the Friday of each Friday of the month. Wendy is going above and beyond and has been posting at least twice, if not 3 times a week. Right, so I'm going to pop this down the middle, and for that I'm going to add adhesive to the top, because again, that goes there. And then down the side, probably don't need to put as much down the side, but I'm in the habit of doing quite a lot down the side, so I'm doing it. Now, this is not the full length of the card, so I'm going to then lay it on the card and just come across at roughly where that is going to be. So there's the fold. Hello, Brenda Cotton. Do let us know where you're from and your favourite sweet from the annual catalogue. Right, so I'm going to line this up so that I've got it square here. Aren't they brilliant? I love her makes. They really are amazing. So what I'm going to do is turn this over so it's sticky side up and see where I need this to be square on the card. And it needs to be not quite lined up with those lines there. So now the key to this is to get your piece straight at the top so that it's then straight all the way down. Right, so there we go. Don't count COVID birthdays. I'm not going to count any more. I'm going backwards every year from now. Right, so that is, you know, simple. So you just need a piece that's slightly bigger than your card and slightly longer than your card front. So, oh, and I've just remembered what I was going to do. No, I haven't. No, correction. Other card. Don't need this for this one. Don't know why I had that one out, but there we go. Right, so for this one, or do I? I think I might have gone off script a bit. Bear with me one moment while I just check what I was doing. No, haven't gone off script. It's fine. It's fine. Because I have got sketches on my phone. Right, so these are 2 bits of copper foil. And again, they are longer than my card. And all I did was run a piece of tear and tape down the side of a piece of copper foil and then trim it so that it's 1/8 of an inch wide, because that's the easiest way of getting adhesive onto the back of a teeny tiny weeny teeny bit of copper foil, or indeed any colour foil. And then you can just peel it off and pop it down the side. And this is why I say there's a little bit of wiggle room on where you put your paper, because if it's not totally straight or totally square, you can adjust with this. Don't you love that? I have no idea what I'm doing. You've used it for your husband's birthday? I think that's brilliant, and he's your star. I know husbands can be. My husband is a star most of the time. Ooh, can't get these off. I should be using my take your pick tool, of course, but you know, it's what you've got fingernails for. So you can tell I'm concentrating because I've gone quiet. There we go. And then we just need to trim. I need to change my piece of grid paper because it's dirty and it's picking up, the cards are picking bits up. Right. Okay. So let me just bring you back. I don't need my sketches. I need you. Right. Okay. So there's our bits. Now I'm going to do lots of hanging ornaments. That's the word I'm looking for. Is the word I'm looking for. Just want to check a couple of things. That's that. That's that. That's that. Yeah, I just wanted to check that I hadn't gone completely random. And I haven't. I am, however, going to take my jumper off because it's got warm. And there's nothing worse than being too hot. And I mean that. I have had hypothermia in my years. And I would take, well, I wouldn't take hypothermia in exchange for being hot. But trust me, being too hot is not good. Right, so I'm going to grab Very Vanilla, actually, which I thought I had a scrap of. I do. I don't want anything too dark on here, so I'm going to do Very Vanilla. Now, we don't have copper embossing powder anymore. I'm just going to say that, not that it's relevant yet, but we don't. Now, here's a weird thing. So I can't now see. Can you just let me know that I'm still properly live? Because I've lost Candy's comment about navy and stars. So if you could just let me know we are still live, that would be great. Because I'm just a little worried. It says we are. Maybe some hearts, that sort of thing would be good. Of course, we've got a huge delay. Right, so I'm going to do one of each of the ornaments, and I'm going to do them in each of the 3 colours. It is all okay. Okay, thank you, B. The reason I say that is because on my phone I can't see Candy's comment, which is just slightly concerning. Right, so just checking which way the stamp goes, or the punch goes rather, and it goes that way, so that's fine. Still live, good, good. Okay, that's fine. Because I'm watching on 2 devices, one of them has completely stopped comments, but it is still running, but the comments aren't there. I'll just watch the ones on screen. It'll be fine. But it is very odd. Okay, so navy. I'm going to use another filigree for the navy because I don't want there to be too much navy. Just want to make sure I have inked it fully, which I have. Now, the punches come in right from the bottom. So you do want to be... Okay, thanks, Wendy, that there's still live comments everywhere. It's just not on my phone, which is what's slightly off-putting. It's fine. They froze at COVID birthdays. Right, so Mossy Meadow is the one I'm going to do in the more solid pattern because it doesn't appear on the card. There we go. So that's each of the colours with, oops, each of the designs of stamp. And this is where I say that I will give you the Very Vanilla punched items, but I will also punch out in paper so that if you haven't got the stamp set, you can still use the stamp set. Use the kit, I mean. I'm also going to, and I think again I'm going to go Mossy Meadow, stamp with Morning Deborah Ann and Ruth. So yes, Mossy Meadow on this. Now, it's very easy with a solid stamp to go too heavy with your ink, or go the other way and not go heavy enough. Better. So just be aware that you don't want to, this, of all things, those are the ones you do not want to press heavily into your ink pad. Right, okay, so enough procrastination. That I'm going to cut with scissors, so that's fine. Good grief, we're almost at past and I've only just about finished my first card. Hi, Carol. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Audrey. I missed you. Hello, Audrey. Right, so just line up and punch. And beware of flying punched items. Yes, Ruth, we have two Wendy's on the live. We've got Wendy March and we've got Wendy Davis Steed. So Wendy is always an interesting hello because there's more than one. Right, okay, so I need to cut this out and I want the top one that I did. So this I'm just going to cut with paper snips. I'm quite happy to do that. If you are worried about doing it, then obviously you can use your trimmer, or if you've got one of the mini guillotines or a mini guillotine, you can use that. But yeah. Right, okay, so all I'm going to do is, just had a thought, because we have got, which I'd forgotten, copper stars. Right, okay, I'm so excited now. Now, I'm going to see if I can find any black dimensionals, because, yes, I can. As we're using dark colours, I use dark dimensionals, even though this is very vanilla. When you're looking underneath, it's better if you're using dark paper to use dark dimensionals, in my humble opinion. Now, I'm not going to go mad with the dimensionals. They are only going to, these are only, you know, additions. They're not load bearing. Then I'll do a couple of side bits for my sentiment. Dare I say, and of course both of our Wendy's are from Wales, so it makes it even more exciting. So we can't even say Welsh Wendy and English Wendy, because they're both in Wales. They may not both be Welsh, but they are both in Wales. Right, okay, so I'm going to do kind of weird thing, and I'm going to put my sentiment down first, because I want that placed rather than just tucked in. So that I want, and I'm going to come down right to the corner, and I'm overlapping everything. And then let's see where I want these. I think I'm going to go that like that-ish. So this is going to be the first. I'm going to deliberately not put them central. Here's a design tip for anyone who needs design tips. If you're going to place things and they aren't dead center, make sure they're not dead center. If you're going to place things in the center, they've got to be, if they're coming anywhere near me, central, because there is nothing worse for me than something that's not quite square. I go around the house, I kid you not, with a mini spirit level, just to make sure things are level, because that's just the way I go. Right, where is my... I've been doing some crafting in the house. Really bad idea, because my Take a Pix tool is over there. Okay, oh no it's not, it's on my desk. Buried. Hey ho. Thank you, Ruth. Glad you like the card. Right, I am going to add, because I think it looks a bit odd to have a loop without anything on it, I am going to add stars to try and cover up that loop. I was wondering how I was going to get away with the loops. So there we go. So that is our first card. Now you could, if you wanted to, stamp either the Deck the Halls or the And Be Jolly this season on the inside. I'm not going to, because I kind of always do that later. If I'm doing a pattern, I'll stamp that, but not. You've got a spirit level on your phone. Okay, I don't. So I use, I mean, it's tiny. My mother gave it to me when I moved into my flat because she said you need a spirit level. Don't think she realised that I was going to use it for making sure that pictures were straight. But there we go. Hey ho. Right, okay. What was I doing with this one? This looks weirdly similar to the one I've just done. I'm going to come back to... Oh, no, I know what I was doing with this one. Yeah, no, I was going to say I'll come back to this one, but no, I've remembered what I'm doing with this one. And it is similar to, but not the same as, the previous one. So again, we're going to go with two patterns, but this time we're going to go up here with this one. And this one I'm going to cut in a shape. Now, I saw this on Pinterest. Didn't save the pin, unfortunately, so I have no idea whose idea it was, but there we go. Right, so I want to cut across there. Should have done this before time, but I didn't, so there we go. That's not square. Doesn't matter, actually, that that's not square, because we're going to cut the top. Right, so, as I say, this I saw on Pinterest, and it may or may not work. Who knows? Frankly, who knows? But I kind of liked the idea. So we've gone for a kind of doolally. Oh, and I've cut it too short, haven't I? Okay, we'll get another piece of that paper. This is what comes of making some of it up as I go along. What's the back side of that? It's the blue. It's that blue. It's here somewhere. It's that piece there. Not both pieces, that piece, just this one. Right. Oh, don't you love live television? Okay, so the front of my... I'm going to go this way. The front of my card is going to be 10.5 centimetres, so I'm going to go up to 11, just so that I make sure it's big enough. And then I need it to be longer than that. So let's go to there. Right, after which, let's get those bits out of the way. And that's better. That's so much better. Okay, that's actually the front. So I'm going to adhere this. And, ooh, now, this is going to be an interestingly fiddly one, I think. Because I haven't really thought this through terribly well, because I was going to have linen coming all the way up. But it's fine, we can change it. Okay, so you can tell, can't you, that I've just almost fallen out of bed this morning, and I do actually want the stars up, so let's, it's been one of those mornings. They always are one of those mornings when it is Facebook Day. for some reason. Probably because I start panicking. I just work on the premise that if I can make stuff up and get out of it and show you how to get out of it, then so can you get out of it. Right, so I want that lined up there, that lined up there, and across and down. And this, I'm going to go, actually I'm going to go that way. So I'm going to trim this one off first. So like we did with the last one, you've used your punched ornaments to make decorations for your 2-foot Christmas tree. Oh, now, any Stamping Up demonstrators on the Facebook Live, do go and have a look at the demo site today, because there's a huge new inventory, for want of a better word, of logoed items in the supply items list, including Christmas ornaments. Just saying. Don't know if I'm over enamoured with them, but I just thought I would mention them. They are, I think they're acrylic. They're either going to be amazing or they're going to be not. And I'm hoping they're going to be amazing. But yes, go and have a look at today's updates, because there is stuff to look at. Right, okay. And that's the only thing I'm going to mention in the updates. I've just realised I was going that way. In fact, it's the only thing I'm going to mention that is even the least bit demonstrator-ish. Hello, Lorna, and Audrey's... Oh, now that's weird. That's very weird. So I've suddenly got on my frozen comments that Audrey is now watching and Lorna is now watching. But that's new. So why have I got those but not the other comments? Who knows? Right, so we've got this kind of angle, and it's there for no reason other than it's not straight. It's nothing spectacular. Right, so this time I am going to go down the heat embossing route, which I know is really unkind if anyone wants the kit, but there are limits to, just getting a couple of scraps out, there are limits to how much you can do with just punched items. Pretty peacock. Oops. And die cut items, because obviously one can use, because getting the kits out otherwise is quite interesting. Right, okay, so we are going to use Embossing Buddy because I've got it, and Versamark. So now I'm going to do all of the stamping, and then I'm going to come back and do the embossing. So with luck, everything will be okay. Where did I put my embossing powder? On the floor. Why wouldn't I? Nearly dropped it. Now, for anyone who is concerned about how much embossing powder gets used at any one time, this is one tub, and it's only my 3rd tub of embossing powder, and I love embossing powder. So, yeah, don't worry too much. Embossing powder lasts forever. So my first 2, I put 2 into one tub, and they were 4.5 years, I think, before I had to add my new tub. I did then throw away the remnants. Oh, it's because you've changed. Okay. That makes sense, Audrey. It's because you dropped off and dropped back in again. Doesn't explain why that comment has come up or that notification has come up, but not the general comments. I don't get it. I do not understand Facebook at the best of times. Right, so that's all of the embossing buddy that I need for these. blow off the worst. And then I will go into blast mode, but I thought it was better to blast all at once than one at a time. Where are we? 22. Okay, we're kind of whizzing through now. The last two, I think, are not as involved. Right, I'm going to heat up my heat gun under my desk. Grab the infamous cheese board. Right, here we go. Whoops. So, one down. Two. Three. Now, I know that the paper is gold. Oh, sorry, copper. We don't have copper embossing powder anymore, and I was going to have embossing. Just, you know, so there. The trusty cheese board, absolutely. Right, so punch out. Doing things like this is a great way of using up weird shaped pieces of scrap. Just saying. Oh, and while I'm talking about gold embossing powder, our gold embossing powder, generally, whichever make it is, you can overheat really easily, and it stops being shiny and starts going matte. So do be careful when you are heat embossing not to overheat your gold embossing powder, because it's not a good look. Just saying. Mini black. Where's my mini black? I had them. I used them. I buried them somewhere. Those are white. Okay, let's pick things up. Ah, buried them under the linen thread. That's fine. At least I know where they are. Right, now before I adhere them, I am going to straighten out my linen thread because mine's on a card, and I'm just doing bunny ears for my bows. In fact, I'm going to go double. So double linen thread, need more. Yep. Double ears, so little bunny ears, and through. This is where, if you're doing doubles, it does get a little bit tricky, because you need to be aware of which is a bow or which is a loop and which is not. So those are ends. That's that end. Okay, so I need to shorten that one. So those are bows, loops, thingies. That's not that one, not that one, in which case it's one of these. No. My knot is not tight enough. And it's only one bit that's not tight enough. No, no. Oh well, I'll just pull it really hard and it'll be fine. So we've got our two loops, which I'm going to have really itsy bitsy tiny, and then two ends. So we're ending up with that. Let me put it on a piece of Night of Navy. It'll be easier to see. So we've got a teeny weeny little double bow. And so we just need to do that twice more. And I'll use a longer piece of linen. That'll be easier. She says, famous last words. That's an end. Those are loops. And then just trim the ends down. And last one. Oop, I've got both ends of my linen thread. That's odd. Oh well, there we go. And the last one. And as I say, the last two cards are relatively famous last words. Quick. So yesterday was the last day for the first of my class kits in the mail for this month. So that was my December daily. Those of you who are overseas, do keep your eyes peeled for some news on that. But I've got my next November class kit in the mail, almost ready to launch. And I'm trying to make sure that we get stuff so that we've got things to do in early December, because we're getting to the point, and this was one of the announcements today, around, now I'm talking UK only here, and I know I've got people here from around the world. So one of the things that was announced today was the last, we think it's going to arrive in time for Christmas date. Thank you for sharing, Margaret and Lorna. Did I not say if you share, you get entered in to win a prize? I will be coming on to that because we'll be doing the prize. So, yes, what I'm about to say is for, I guess, Europe, actually, rather than just the UK. So the last, we're fairly certain, but don't blame us if it doesn't, because there's a backlog with the courier firm date for Christmas, is the 9th of December. So it's a very early date, which is why I want to be able to get my December, in effect, class kit out at the back end of November, which is why I'm doing 2 class kit announcements in November. I knew it was going to be fairly early in December, but I hadn't realised it was quite so early. Fortunately, I was ahead of the game anyway. Right, so I'm going to actually have these in a bit of a thing. Yeah. So yes, if you're in Europe, it is the 9th of December, and they're not guaranteeing it. They're just saying it's the most. They're reasonably comfortable as opposed to guaranteeing it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So there we go. So that's that card. Now remember, this will go live on my YouTube channel tomorrow. By live, I mean not live, obviously. Right, this one is truly a quick card. So I will give the dimensions on my website. Hi, Valerie. This is smaller than I normally do it. So this is 5.5 by 3 3/4. This is not. This is, I want to say 2 1/4. Yep, 2 1/4 by, oh, it's meant to be 4 and it's not. It's over 4. So let me just trim this down to 4 because it's meant to be 4. we go. It's 4 now. So it should end up with the same dimension all the way around. Now, if this was a die, and actually I've managed to get it so that the lines are almost central. If this was a die, what I would be doing is die cutting from the middle there, but it doesn't fit. So I'm going to be, actually I might just, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just take that out. I was going to do it a different way, but I'm going to do it this way. So this isn't going to be totally square. It's not bad. Up and left to right. So it's going to be down towards the bottom, but we're going to fix that. So this is spare. So let me attach my paper. And because this isn't on the edge of the card, I'm just going to be going round in the corners. So again, I concentrate on the corners, but you don't need adhesive all the way around. I do like to put a piece in the middle. You've got the 9th of December as well, have you, Candy? Wow. I mean, to be honest, I mean, things will change as we get nearer Christmas, but I'm getting parcels, once they've been packaged, and obviously there is a lot of time built into all this for the warehouse, I'm getting parcels easily in a week, as in within a week. So if it's ready to ship on a Monday, I would expect it to arrive probably on the Friday, if not sooner. So I'm just going to pop some, again, I'm going for dark dimensionals. And I am going to do a reasonable surround. Actually, I might just use small ones for the sides there, because this is going to need some support as well. Australia's saying the 1st of December. Oh, for non-large city areas. Okay. Well, yes, you are kind of, you know, there's outside of the metropoli, is that the right word for the plural of a metropolis? Anyway, outside of the big cities, you can be quite spread. I've only ever been to Western Australia. I went to Perth and Fremantle. We did then travel down to the coast. And this was before the days of mobile phones, let it be said. It was quite scary just how far it was between any form of habitation. And we drove, I kid you not, probably 100 miles without seeing another vehicle. I am going back 30 years, but even so. Right, so we need something here. And I'm thinking, although I'm using it on my next project, actually, let's see. Let's see, what about, I think we can get away with very vanilla. Whether this is going to be a long enough piece of very vanilla, no, gold on thing, not happening. That's the one I'm looking for. So let me bring it out, can't I? So we do have this gorgeous ribbon, which is Pretty Peacock and Old Olive. Now I think of Old Olive as the light version of Mossy Meadow, so it's going to work. So I'm going to have the Pretty Peacock side out. So what we've got, we've had shipping issues from all carriers in general all year, not just SU. Well, I mean, of course, SU is, you use UPS, I think, in the States for... We've not had too much of a problem. I say that. It's either been really good or really awful. Now I need to twist one. Let's go that way. I like to have the same colour both sides of my tails. So one of them has to be twisted. Otherwise it doesn't work. But yeah, UPS we've not had a problem with, certainly as far as the UK is concerned. Satnav said 130 miles, turn left. I like when we were there and our sat... Oh, yes! Sorry, I only read the last bit, Lorna. Yeah, we didn't have sat-nav when we were there. We are going back a long time. But, yeah. In 130 miles. So, yes. Now that's supposed to be twisted so that the... Come on, play. Please be nice to me. Please don't be horrid. Of course, I'm now preferring this side of the knot. Okay, we'll twist that one instead then. That's better. All I want is something to fill the gap at the top because that gap is just too big. But I like the basic idea, and I didn't want my piece of copper to be shorter. Now, for those of you in North America, when I come to do the measurements, you probably are not going to have quite the same issue with the height because your cardstock is, I'm going to say this as clearly as I can, as it's wider and it's not as tall as International A4. Now, I have had a few American people tell me not to say that in the US it's shorter and fatter because, yeah, it's not necessarily politically correct to say shorter and fatter. But you know what I mean. No, that's not even. Right, okay. We are nearly there, so that's going to go there. That's better. That balances it up for me. If I could find my glue dots, which are buried. If you could see the disaster that my desk becomes when I've done a Facebook Live, good grief. But yes, don't. So SU use UPS, don't they, Candy? Or do they use United States Postal Service? I thought they used UPS. So there, so that is that card. It's as simple as that, and would have been a whole lot more simple if I hadn't used double-sided ribbon. So that's number 3. We've just got one more to go, which is this one, which has got more of this ribbon. So we've got a Mossy Meadow back. We've got a Very Vanilla for the liner. That doesn't feel like the right size, but we're going to use it anyway. Then I've got Pretty Peacock and this ornament, which I've got just the tiniest hint of a sneeze of a border around the edge. So the first thing I'm going to do is pop one onto t'other. So again, I'm going to concentrate on the corners because all I'm doing is attaching paper to card. And this really is going to be, other than doing some heat embossing, a really quick card. Now, obviously, you could replace the heat embossing with just stamping or punching or something. Okay, so you have a bit. See, I'm trying to be polite, Candy. I'm trying to not describe anyone's personal dimensions. I actually quite like the letter size cards. I think I love getting them, and I've been very fortunate. I've had my first Christmas card, just saying. It came from Canada. So, ooh, you know, you see what I could have done. I wonder, no, I'm not going to be that clever. Right, I'm going for the filigree one again. And I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to heat emboss on foil. Now, this is a funny shaped piece of foil because this is when I realised just how low down you need the image to be to punch it out. So I had to cut foil away. You can, if you are very, very careful, heat emboss on foil. Now, the first thing you have to remember is that stamping on foil anyway is stamping onto a slick surface. Sorry, I'm just reading Candy's comment about it going into UPS so it can go in the mailbox. And yes, I know I could have cut this bit away, but I didn't, because that's just me. If there's an easy way and a difficult way, let's use the difficult way. Right, okay, so trusty cheese board again, and heat gun again, and then we will be done, and then it's prize draw time, which is always fun, and it's only 2 minutes past 12. I don't know what's going on with my laptop at the moment. I've had to do a reboot, as in restart. I cannot tell you how many days in a row. It needs to do another one. Just want to check. I'm not sure I got that. No, I didn't. Right, sorry about the noise. Okay, wave it around. Now on foil it's going to stay hot longer, so I'm actually going to leave that to dry whilst I pop the rest of the cards together. And again, I'm going to go pretty peacock side up, much easier with this. I'm going to use Seal Plus to attach my ribbon because it's a stronger adhesive. And that's it really, because it's a stronger adhesive. Don't know why I was sounding as if I was going to continue talking. You can be weird, Yuille, you really can. Right, so let's wrap that round. Then what I want to do is line it up on my grid paper, pull it taut, and then look at where it's coming out. So I've got a line here and I've got a line there. So if I make sure that it's on its line there, that I know when I turn it over will be straight. It's probably a little tight for what I then want to do, but it'll be fine. So I'm then going to pop some more. Actually, I'm going to go that way. Or not. Seal Plus doesn't necessarily like going on ribbon, but I like having it both edges because I like it sealing in. I'm going to use tear and tape instead for that bit. I like my ribbon to be in an adhesive trap because it's then going to really struggle to come detached. So obviously you could use tear and tape for both, but I do like my adhesive trap. Right, I need a grain seal, that's what I need. I see some people doing Facebook Lives and they're so organised, and then there's me. And it's like disorganised chaos. But there we go, that's me. It does, Carol, it does look good. The only thing you have to be slightly careful of is that you don't end up burning the foil. And it also, once the embossing powder starts melting, it can go quite fast. Thank you, Candy. Right, so sorry, those of you watching this on YouTube are going to have no idea what I'm laughing at. It's people saying that when they're crafting, they hear phrases going through their heads. Some of my phrases going through their heads. It's like Sam Hammond has, "Don't put it down, put it away." That always goes through my head and I still ignore it. Right, again, I'm twisting my knot so that there is a vague possibility. Ugh, it's not going to play. Okay, we'll twist it the other way. Basically, I like my ends to be the same. I don't actually care whether they're all the same or just the two ends are the same. So I don't mind if it's different from that, but I do not like these two. Don't do that with your snips. I've obviously got some adhesive caught on my snips, and I pulled. Right, that's better. Okay, so we're then just going to have, where's my thing? It's here. My thing. We're going to go, I may not. Yeah, you see, even though I did it wrong the last time, I've done it wrong again. Couldn't make it up. You'd think I'd learn from my mistakes, wouldn't you? Right, okay, now this time, because we're going on light, I'm going light. Because this is, to my brain, light. So, we're going 1, and I have small ones, so I'm going 2, and I've got one addition that I just want to add on. She says, and it's this foil from the Gilded Autumn again. Again, I just want a little knot, or bow rather. Like that. And then I can just trim both ends, grab a glue dot, and I do know where they are this time. Hurrah, hurrah. Now I don't know if you can see, probably not, I've tucked a bit of the end in. What I'm sticking on is just a wee bit smaller than a glue dot, so I've just made the glue dot a wee bit smaller. And then we can take this off, and then all I do want to actually stamp the inside, I know, shock horror, of my card. I mean, this is a truly simple card. I do want to stamp on the inside, I think. Nah, let's not. So, there we go. So we've got 1, 2, trying to do them in order, 3, 4 cards. So I hope you like those. We have still got to do the draw. If you would like kits to make these, and as I say, I will do punched vanilla, punched pattern paper, punched foil to take the place of the baubles. So that's the code for the Facebook Live. I do have a monthly code as well. If you use the monthly code, you get a free gift that I choose. But if you want the card kit, then that's the code to use. Right, so we have, the prize from last week was the little, not last week, 2 weeks ago, was the little ladybug. Now, if you want to win the prize from the Facebook Live, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, whether you're watching live or not, you just share the video and put in the comments, shared. You have to do that by the end of Monday in a fortnight's time, so that I've got some chance of actually checking the words. Actually, let's make that Sunday, because otherwise it means I can do the recording of the winning wheel on Monday. So this was from the 3rd of November. It's already live on my Facebook page, my business page, that Baz Patel won this. I don't think she's on today, but Baz Patel won this. I know Baz, so I can get that out to her. I should write that on the front. So that's for Baz. Today's prize is the Check You Out stamp set, which was from a year or so ago, I think. It's new, it's not been used. So that's for today. Whilst I have you, if I've remembered where I've put it, oh, I put it so close. So we've also got the Spot Challenge, which went live at noon today. The challenge this week is for colour. It's a colour challenge, and it's Real Red, Pear Pizzazz and Mossy Meadow. And I went really easy. I went tin. I've not used our round tins before, and I thought it was about time I did. So I've gone tin. This is the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper, which happens to be Real Red, Pear Pizzazz and Mossy Meadow. So I've just got a strip of the paper around the edge. These are the largest of the scalloped and straight layering circle dies. I have pulled another, a stitched circle from the, it's not Heartwarming Hugs, Warm Hugs dies, I think. It's all the information's over on my website anyway. The lovely labels Pick a Panna, Punch, and one of the sentiments, but it's really easy, really quick. And as I'm doing quick gift wrapping ideas at the moment, I thought it would fit both. So yes, do have a go at entering. You can enter from Instagram. And I know we have people on here who are on Instagram. You don't have to have a website, but if you go to my website and look at today's post, you'll find the link to the challenge website, and that will give you all the information. So that's today's spot, and you've got until Monday, I think it's 5 Central Time. Anyway, the information's over on that website. So there we go. That's for Baz. That's for in 2 weeks' time. These are today's cards. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Do remember, if you would like to be in with a chance to win the stamp set, just share the video and put shared in the comments, be that on Facebook or on YouTube. Have a fantastic day. I'm now going to clear up the bombsite that is my desk and floor, and I will see you again next week, I hope. Until then, do please keep safe and keep well, and be sensible with social distancing and all those things. Thanks a lot. Bye. And now we have that long pause while I try and end the video.